Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with an unboxing of the Master Grade Strike E IWSP Lucas O'Donnell version. And even though I haven't built this thing yet, I am extremely excited about building this thing because I have already built a Strike Noir, and that thing is one of my favorite Master Grades ever. Even though this is a 2008 model kit, there's just something about Master Grades from like the 2.0 era when they were just coming out like around 2008, 2010 that I absolutely love. We get some really good action poses on the side here. We get a lot of gimmicks, a lot of weapons, even like the Grand Slam, which was previously only available with the Perfect Raid. We got a bunch of markings, some really cool internal detail that I do kind of miss with modern Master Grades. Then here on the side, we get the full name of this thingy. And then on the side, we just get some really cool front, back, the line art, and a kind of weird looking image of our beloved pilot. So let's have a look at the inside of this thing now. And the first thing that my eye falls on is a pair of screws with the IWSP Striker Pack, because even though the Strike E is from 2008, this thing is from 2006, slightly older, and this was still the time that a lot of Master Grades had screws for some parts. A lot of them had screws in the legs to like tighten up the joints, and this is always a really cool inclusion. Just have a basic action base for some really good posing with your amazing Master Grade. So you'll get a lot of poly caps with this thing, and on this thing we get a really good mix of being like line art accurate with a few added details to really make this thing a Master Grade. Then next up, I spot some inner frame parts, and the inner frame of the Strike E is basically a combination of the old Strike Gundam Master Grade and its own parts. So here we get a bunch of the regular Strike parts, and then this runner here, labeled as the Strike Noir Gundam, gives us some really cool new inner frame parts with a lot of detailing on them. Then here we get one thing that the Strike E is definitely known for: his hands that have the ability to shoot out those wires, which should also be in here somewhere. Like they have these grappling hook wires that shoot out from the hands, from the feet, and I also know in the Strike Noir they also shoot out from the backpack. Then on the other side we get the shorty beam pistols, and this is something I always say: we need more mobile suits that come with pistols. Then we get some white armor parts, and it is cool that they're not the typical Gundam white. They are slightly off-white, making them feel a bit more serious as opposed to like the really bright white that we get here with the IWSP parts. And I do feel that maybe it would have been better if these were the same kind of off-white, because this does feel like it clashes a bit, but still shouldn't be too bad. Then next up, another thing I love about the Strike E model kits, be it this one or the Strike Noir, just the arsenal this thing comes with. We get two dual beam rifles, and then here we have a giant runner with a bunch of IWSP goodness. Those cannons are amazing. The Gatling gun, I love it, and I am, again, totally looking forward to building it. Then here is just another runner for the IWSP with the wings, moving that aside, and we're almost done. And in this bag, we probably get the only parts of this model kit that are listed as Strike E: the marking stickers, because every runner is either listed as Strike IWSP, Strike Gundam, or Strike Noir, because this, for example, is another Strike Noir runner, because, well, this thing is literally a remold of the Strike Noir and the old Strike that came with the IWSP Striker Pack. So this is another Strike Gundam runner that I was just talking about. Putting that to the side. And then finally, let's quickly go through our manual. It's a typical master grade manual. We get some history of our Strike E, we get some line art of the Strike E, and I always like these as well. It gives you like an overview of some of the most important features and weapons of the mobile suit in question. And here we have that wire I was talking about, like kind of the grappling hook, which now that I think about it, I didn't see it in... Oh, there we go. I don't know how I missed that, but apparently I somehow missed it. I was probably focusing too much on that Grand Slam sword. Anyways, moving on with our manuals, just the usual manual stuff here. And this is something that I do miss from modern master grades, having just like the short descriptions of parts of the mobile suit and then having like internal schematics. It just made for a really cool thing to look at while you're building the mobile suit, and it just makes him feel more like real in a sense. Then here we get some action shots and some story for the Strike E. And one thing I love here is that because of the perspective, you don't really see it, but this is most definitely a high grade fighting a master grade. Kind of giving you like Gundam Breaker vibes. So yeah, moving right along. We got some weapons here. And finally, it ends with just a really nice standing picture of the Strike E. So then, all that's left to do now is to go ahead and build this thing. And as I've said a few times during this unboxing, I am so looking forward to building this thing. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite master grade, because for me, it is definitely a tie between the 2.0 Mark II, Titan's version of course, and the Strike Noir. And maybe this thing with the IWSP might dethrone the Strike Noir. I don't think it will, but there's just something about the IWSP Striker Pack, its bulkiness, the cannons, the swords with it, or maybe I'll hook up the IWSP to my Strike Noir, and that'll become my new favorite master grade. Anyways, that's enough talking. I gotta get building, and as always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope all of you watching are having a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a review of this thing.